that your partner has a roving eye. While the wild dog only had one female to keep an eye on, this rhesus macaque has got an entire harem of females to watch. Macaques are definitely not monogamous, but they are highly social, and when it comes to sex, there's a rigid pecking order. This male's the boss. He has exclusive mating rights to the females. Each female is his for the taking. Every male's wildest fantasy, but probably not every female's. He's got plenty of choice, and he's not into quickies. In a single session with one female, he may mount and penetrate her up to 100 times, only ejaculating with the final thrust. However, while he's up the tree with his favourite mate, there's some serious frustration brewing. This female is in danger of missing out. And another male is about to take advantage of the situation. But the course of true love never does run smooth. He'd be risking a lot more than a spanking if caught. The dominant male takes a very dim view of anyone else fooling around with his females. If he catches them, they could both be in for a severe beating. But the temptation is just too great. So when the opportunity presents itself, he goes for it. One of the neglected macaque wives creeps behind a bush. The rhesus Romeo fakes an alarm call. And in the chaos, he slips away unnoticed. When opportunity knocks around here, there's no beating around the bush. Although this sneaky male lets his trousers down, his guard remains up. But there's no escaping the curious attention of one watchful monkey. And news travels fast around the troop. Trouble is soon on its way. In the nick of time, a snapping twig stops the cheating couple mid-stroke. They've been lucky. Another assignation could be risking life and limb. A large social group can offer the ideal opportunity to swing. But if you're way down the pecking order, beware of jealous males who want to keep all the females to themselves. Some sexual strategies give low-status males the opportunity to have sex. This is a high-ranking male, a fully grown bull elephant. It's a bad idea to get in his way. And this female is a dominant matriarch, off limits, even for the horniest adolescent. So you'd think a young, sexually frustrated male would have very little chance of mating until he gets to the top. But he can rise to the challenge with a little help. This bull is in his late teens, just about to hit sexual maturity, and he's surrounded by females. But they're all off limits, because they're sisters, aunts, and of course, his mother. The largest and oldest is the queen. She's the figurehead of the herd. She dictates where they eat, bathe, drink, and rest. She also decides when it's time for the randy young bull to pack his trunk and move on. So he has to go and find another herd. This time, an all-male one, a kind of mighty men's club. And the first rule of Might Club is no females. The second rule is know your place and don't mess with the patriarch, because he's the governor. So our young outcast finds himself at the bottom of the hierarchy. He's in a difficult position. The females don't seem to want him, and the older bulls keep him firmly in his place. Everything seems to be conspiring to prevent him having sex. But inside, he's harnessing a formidable sexual power. Evolution has given the young male elephant a biological ace, and he's about to play it. Inside, a chemical change is taking place. His sexual frustration is erupting in an explosion of energy called must. This is Jekyll and Hyde in a 6,000 kilo body. His testosterone levels soar 50 times higher than usual. He's turned sex mad. His must could last from 1 week to 4 months. Even the old patriarch gives him a wide berth. So for a while, our sex-crazed young Hulk will actually be more dominant than all the other elephants. It's like a real ring of confidence, creating an ideal time to visit a female herd. It could be a long walk. He may have to cover hundreds of kilometers in his search for a bevy of big-eared beauties. But must takes a heavy physical toll. With all those hormones coursing through his system, his body's weakening and gradually breaking down. Not only has he lost weight, but swollen temporal glands pump a pungent liquid down his face. The swelling pushes his eyes outwards, giving him a constant headache. His other end is suffering just as much. A continual dribble of urine leaves him standing in a puddle of his own making. And a rather unpleasant layer of algae forms on his now raw penis. He's not a pretty sight, but he's thick-skinned. He's as ready as he'll ever be, and the females are close. This one is willing and able, but is she ready? Female estrus only lasts for 48 hours every 4 months. A little taste test on her urine should reveal all. It's a definite yes. At last, he's about to get it on, and it's with a sexually experienced, older female. But if you don't know what you're doing, sex with an elephant is a tricky business. Her vulva is tucked right underneath her body, almost out of reach. For this, you need a very special penis. Not only is his over 25 kilos in weight and nearly 2 meters in length, it's also prehensile. In other words, maneuverable. But like most specialist tools, it's only really effective when used properly. We all know how first sexual experiences can be disappointing, but this elephant lucks out big time. 45 seconds later, and a litre of semen bites the dust. He failed to get his penis inside, and he's ejaculated all over her bottom. It's often like this with young bulls, outside, off target, and sometimes in the wrong hole altogether. This is why female elephants usually prefer older and more experienced males. But it's hard to say no to a young bull in must. However, for our big grey Mrs. Robinson, this was more of a fling than a long-term affair. She's an experienced swinger and will have many partners in her lifetime. But her entire species actually benefits from her promiscuity. Sleeping around ensures a good genetic mix and helps guarantee elephants grow up to be big and strong. Must allows young males a chance to overturn the elephant hierarchy for a while. Fine when there's a roughly equal number of males and females around. But what happens when there's just one female?
The dark pointed feathers and long graceful stride belong to an ancient predator. Its species dates back 50 million years. The magnificent gray-crowned crane. Once they lived as far away as North America, but today only the African sun provides the warmth they need to survive. Its wingspan is almost 7 feet, and its lifespan almost 25 years. East African villagers believe these majestic predators bring in the seasonal rains. Biologists believe their eyes, protected by nictitating lids, provide excellent peripheral vision, allowing them to spot elusive prey. The gray crown and black crown are the only cranes able to roost in high branches, using their long hind toes to hold them steady. But while this female finds shelter in the trees, other hungry predators find prey. And telling some of these killers apart from the branches they prowl isn't easy. This one looks like a vine until you see its business end. The vine snake. Its forked tongue samples the air for the scent of prey. Set behind the pointed snout are eyes with pupils shaped like keyholes. This gives the vine snake increased depth perception, which is critical in picking prey off a branch. This female has hunted all night without a kill. But now, the rising light reveals an opportunity. All the snake has to do is turn her head in the right direction. Coming up, the deadly slurp of a green phantom. And later, a stampede. The caracal, acrobatic supercat of East Africa, is known to leap so high he can actually pluck a bird out of flight. This young male is hungry. Now he faces exhaustion. A slippery slope that can easily lead to starvation. But giving up is not in the caracal's DNA. Although he's just 18 inches tall, the cat's rear leg muscles can launch him 10 vertical feet into the air to swipe birds in flight. To withstand hard landings, the cat's padded leg joints act like shock absorbers. But his prey is no pushover. The guinea fowl, one of Africa's fastest running birds. Eyes on the side of its head allow this hen to spot the cat before he's within striking distance. But each time the bird slips away, the caracal tracks it with all its senses on alert. The cat's sense of smell is keen, and its eyes excel at day and night hunting. But its secret weapon is a pair of super sensitive elongated ears, controlled by no fewer than 20 separate muscles. The cat can move each ear independently to triangulate the location of targets as far as 600 feet away. Now they pick up the faint sounds in the grass only 10 yards away. This 4-pound hen can run as fast as 20 feet per second. But this time, the cat's too close to outrun. There is only one way out. Up. Guinea fowl can burst into the sky with top speeds of 21 miles per hour. But these birds lack the stamina to fly more than 100 feet at a time. As this hen comes down, the cat is ready. The struggle is over in less than a minute. When the caracal closes the hen's windpipe, she suffocates and dies.